Hi, everybody. I'm Ben Roberts-Brill. I'm a PhD candidate at Oregon State University.
And I'm Eleanor Davis Prill. I am a PhD candidate at the University of South Carolina.
I'm Yuhan Rao, goes by Douglas. I'm currently a postdoc at North Carolina State University. Today, we are going to go to a demo of a grad student's roadmap for data management training. This document is a product from a 2020 ESIP summer meeting session convened by three of us who were both ESIP community fellows from 2019. The origin of this session comes from a chat among ESIP community fellows when we were all sharing what we wished we have learned during the grad school about data management training. Although there are only a few handful of us, we realized that there is a lack of proper training for data management in graduate school. Grad school is not a typical research project, as grad students are trying to manage different things from coursework to a research project to dissertation writing, as well as planning for their future career after graduation. So we decided to do something to help the grad student like the past of ourselves. Although we initially hoped to gather feedback from early career researchers who are struggling with data manager training, but we are really overwhelmed with the passion from experienced data professionals joining us, sharing their insights. Based on the feedback, we found that first, we need to get grad students to care about something that's generally not required in the current grad school curriculum about data management training. And also, we found that there's a disconnect between all the available data management training materials online off the shelf and where how can fit into the grad school life cycles.
Yeah, so one thing that also came up a lot was how students consider the dissemination of their outputs and how that gets archived. I think a lot of people can identify with kind of finishing up in a frenzy and then all the data kind of disappears onto a hard drive somewhere. And it's really difficult for somebody to use it in the long run. So that was one thing that people kind of emphasized in our meetings. And then also that if you are looking to get some data management training, particularly if you're not offered that as a sort of codified curricula at your university, it can be really overwhelming, the range of resources that are out there. And also that, you can go from anything that's really, really basic, just a few points to think about, to just really involved, oriented towards data management professionals. And it can be just sort of an overwhelming sea of resources. So we wanted to try to distill that into here's something to start with and try to get people going in that direction. This is from the chats at our ESIP summer meeting session, just a couple of like main things that came up in a number of cases. So you can see competitive advantage jumps out. A lot of people want some kind of data management training for further career resources. GitHub is on there. A lot of people are working on GitHub now. And then there's kind of a few other things, but yeah, this was just kind of a brief summary of some of the things that came up again and again in that training.
And then we decided to map, as Johan said, map the areas of the Data One data lifecycle onto what really happens in graduate school, onto the timeline of graduate school. So we start with coursework and proposal, data collection, analysis and writing, and defense and publication, and put the sections of plan, describe, assure, collect, discover, preserve, integrate, and analyze into those sections. And then next steps, this is a dynamic document that will be going on to annual updates with the ESIP community fellows. And also, if you have any suggestions or ideas, please contact Megan Carter and the current ESIP community fellows with updates, suggestions, or ideas. And just a preview of what it looks like, to what the roadmap document looks like. We go through what I just talked about with the remapping of the data lifecycle onto graduate school timeline. And then each section is highlighted with easy to understand sections and informational videos, as well as documents that help wade through that overwhelming amount of information that Ben talked about.